Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Into the Van. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because today's guest is Jon Slater. He's one of my best friends. I've known him since high school. He is one of the co-founders along with myself for Cog Life Comics. He is probably the most comics orientated and comics creative person out of my friend group. So he's been making this new book that he's going to be bringing out soon. And I wanted to talk to him about it, talk about the comic scene, talk about films, because one of the best things about Jon is we've just been chatting about comics and films and TV shows since we were kids. So it's about time we put an episode down. He's a really interesting guy. We go through his setup for making comics, self-publishing, and all the kinds of ins and outs of creating your own thing. This can apply to music. We talk about the creative process behind songwriting and comic book writing. This can apply to whatever you want it to. So I really hope you enjoy this conversation with Jon. We ramble for a bit. Well, we don't ramble. We talk about a lot of things, and we go over I try to keep every podcast to an hour and 10, maybe. This goes up to an hour and a half, so this intro is short and sweet. We talk about ghosts, serial killers, westerns, comic books, Dungeons and Dragons, and a ton of other things in between. We talked about so much, and we didn't even talk about some other things that we wanted to talk about either. So there's definitely going to be a part 2 with Jon sometime in the future. Today's episode is, of course, brought to you by me, Mike West. My new record, The Next Life, is still available for pre-order, and I'm going to drop a teaser here.
I've been watching this rain bounce off my windshield. I've been staring at missed calls on my phone. I've been sitting in my car for an hour now, 'cause I can't bear to go back home.
So there we go, and I hope you dig it. You can pre-order The Next Life at mike333west.com/store. Test presses are getting made as we speak, and I'm so excited to get it into the hands of everyone who pre-orders, and I really hope you dig it. Episode 4 is with the incredible Jon Slater. This chat was so much fun. It could have gone on for hours upon hours, as it has done many a time in our living rooms and just at comic conventions and things. I always have a laugh with Jon, and I really hope you enjoy this too. Because of the COVID pandemic, this is the first episode not to be recorded in the van. We did this through Zoom, so all social distancing measures were kept to the letter, as they should be. I really hope you're keeping safe out there, and let's enjoy this brand new episode of Into the Van with Mike West and my good friend Jon Slater. Welcome to Into the Van with me, Mike West. Go! Remember where you did that? Oh, what was it called? The art exhibition in Liverpool.
The Copper's Hill, the old sorting office.
Yeah, the sorting office. That
was so haunted. Yeah. That was so haunted.
I remember there was that room and it had 0 windows, and for some reason, whatever asshole designed the electricity had put the light switch on the other side of the room.
Yeah, man.
I remember helping you shut the place down and switch that light off, and you had to walk through the lit room, switch it off, and then be in pitch black and walk backwards. I could feel every demon behind me.
Yeah, I remember opening up, and you could just hear the static pops of all the art installations, and it was just absolutely horrible. And it didn't help that we'd had some ex-post guys who work there come in and tell us ghost stories. There was one, he was in a lift and he had his ankles grabbed.
What?
I think in that room that you mentioned, was that the one where there was kind of a side office to it as well?
Yeah, it was the room was all painted black carpet, and there was a weird little office side room.
That's the one, yeah. Yeah, well, some kids on a school trip there, they went into that side office and it just shut behind them. But
Ugh.
apparently, one of the post guys, they said that ages and ages ago, maybe in like the 80s or something, they like some guys had a fight
Hmm.
because they woke them up or something because they used to sleep in there.
Hmm.
One guy decked the other and just killed him.
Bloody hell.
So it's
Defo.
all it's
It's fu-
definitely haunted, but it's being made into an LJMU library now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Because it was a nice building. That it'd be a waste to just like.
Yeah. We got up on the roof as well. While we were up there, it was a really cool place to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few places, man. I've played. I can't remember where it was, but I played a gig in this dead old hotel, and I played in the basement. And there was this weird fireplace in front of like the lobby because it was a
Yeah.
bar and a like pub, but it was also like an old hotel. It was like a dead ye oldie place. It was one of those old style cottage hotel bars.
Oh yeah.
And there was this dead ornate fireplace, and I just looked at it and went, "That's defo haunted."
You got
And
the
like,
vibe.
yeah, Siobhan was with us, so she laughed. And then the woman who was behind the desk, you can tell when someone wants to tell you a ghost story.
Yeah.
Because I just pointed and was
who's
like,
got it?
yeah, I was like, that's defo haunted. And I just heard the woman behind me go, "It really is, you know." And I turned around and was like,
just someone in a rocking chair in the corner.
Yeah, with a long, like, creepy fingernails. Just
Yeah.
I was like, "Tell me everything, hotel woman," because I'd like a half hour to kill before my gig. I was like, "Tell me your ghost stories," and she told us about like these women, like this woman ghost that was like traveling around the hotel and just creeping people out. And apparently, the toilets were the most haunted place in the hotel.
Oh, that's the worst place to get haunted.
That's the most like, horrific place to be haunted, and it's also the place I go the most when I'm about to do a fucking. I piss about 6 times before I do a show. So I went in, and it was a creepy ass toilet. Even if I hadn't known the ghost stories, I would have been like, "This place is haunted."
This is haunted.
But it was so creepy. And when I was on tour with Samoa the other year, we stayed in the place that Winston Churchill stayed in. Apparently, this weird little like village down south. And that was a really weird hotel. That was definitely haunted. But the thing is, I don't believe in ghosts, but I don't want to fuck around enough to find out that.
Well, that's the thing, man. And I always get laughed at in work for saying this, but like, if you really want to see a ghost, you won't see one.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to see a ghost, then it'll happen.
Yeah, that's why I think, man. And there's too much unexplained shit in the world that there's definitely like it's not. I don't know if it's spirits, but when the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, I know to fucking get out of Dodge.
Yeah, man. Like it's like I was saying, it's the vibe.
Yeah,
it's the vibe of somewhere, and it's we could talk about ghosts for
yeah, because
until we're ghosts ourselves.
I was reading a thing about do you know how like animals have like almost like a sense to just get out of danger, like they know something's happening.
Yeah,
there's a thing where we still have that sense.
Yeah,
because we live in such like a safe society and a safe environment, we don't
listen to it.
But it's not even we don't listen to it, we just have no real use for it. So it's when slowly things start like happening. So that's why when you feel like you're being watched, if you look around, someone can be staring at you. It's still that sense of perception and danger that we had from like when we were cavemen, and it's still around, man. So I think something definitely triggers it every now and then. But
it's like when you meet someone a bit off, and you're like, oh, can't really place it. It's like that. It's like the women who survived Bundy. You know, they were like, something was a bit off, but you know, he was good looking, so
yeah. Was he good looking? Have you seen Jim Norton's got a stand up?
Nah, I haven't seen that.
There's on Netflix. There's a Degenerates stand up series, and it's like half hour, 20-minute segments from different comedians. And Jim Norton does this whole bit on Ted Bundy, and it's fucking hilarious because he just tears apart like Ted Bundy, man. I don't want to like go into it. I'll tell you off the podcast. Like,
sure.
But it's so funny, and it tears apart what everyone always says about how handsome and intelligent he was.
I think for like, was it? I'm gonna get shouted out by Danielle for this, but was it the 70s?
Yeah.
Okay. I think for a 70s man, because he was groomed,
Yeah, because
Like
he washed himself.
because he washed himself. People are like, ooh,
That's the
who's
thing is,
yeah,
the standards are dead low, man. And like, I'm going to paraphrase, but Jim Norton's like, he was handsome for that pool of people.
that's
And
it.
Jim Norton says like, I may be a 4, but I never hit you in the head with a hammer before I fucked you. So like, that surely says something.
Yeah.
But he tears Ted Bundy for like 15, 20 minutes, man, because of it came out around the same time as the Ted Bundy tapes.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the
I
documentaries.
was gonna say all I think of now is Zac Efron.
Oh, that was a
But
good film though.
yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It was good.
Mm.
Like I don't know. I think for a film saying it was like it was concentrated on Lily Collins's
Yeah.
character's story. It didn't really focus on that too much, and I felt she became a bit one note
Yeah.
towards the end. But like Zac Efron's brilliant.
Yeah, he was really good
And
in
she
it.
was as well, but like
Yeah.
I think the writing let her down.
Yeah, and Papa Hetfield was in it for a bit.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah. There are a few. Have you seen My Friend Dharma?
Yes.
That's a
I
good film.
I prefer that to the Bundy film.
Yeah, same. It was really
Yeah.
interesting to take that, and that's based off a comic as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and it's interesting to see like because it stops spoilers to anyone who hasn't seen it, but it stops just before he
Yeah, it
has his
stops
first
at the
victim.
first kill. Yeah,
Yeah, which
really
is
interesting. Which,
yeah, I really enjoyed that.
yeah.
It's quite sad as well because like, I feel with Dharma, if he just got the help he obviously needed, it could have been prevented. And there's
I think, yeah, a
sorry,
lot of I think serial killers and like mass murderers and mass shootings and stuff, it all can be traced. If they got the help they needed, it wouldn't have happened. Which is
yeah,
what, like, probably the tragic thing about it and why there's so many things about serial killers. It's not just about the hero worship, but I hope people, if they do watch it, they take away that if they see a weird kid, they aren't an asshole to him. Because it's not
yeah,
just to prevent serial killers, it's to be a better human being. And even if they
oh
aren't going to
yeah,
kill anyone, it's just to be nice. And I think that's one of the things that, like, I try and take away from the serial killer documentaries is, one bad day and one negative comment to someone can just push them over an edge.
yeah,
And if it's just like, it's just especially with, because serial killers are predominantly American, it's just a failure of the state, isn't it? And the
yeah,
welfare and everything.
definitely. But we could also get into that argument. Like I've always got to play devil's advocate, but they could just be born like that. It might just be like that.
There is
Do you know what I
the
mean?
nature versus nature thing, but if they are born like that, the more protocols and things should be put in place to help with them.
Yeah,
Because if you have
I can see
people
that. Yeah,
with living carers and things, it's some sort of, and obviously not to defend and dismiss serial killers for their actions,
yeah,
but it's kind of like you have to not handhold them, but if someone was there to help them through it, as in a living carer was with someone, like if someone else has like a health condition or a disability or whatever, someone would be there on hand to help them. And it's just,
yeah,
again, it's just they
and
didn't get the help they needed at the time, and it escalated.
yeah, and they could just say, "Oh, I'm thinking of killing someone or of set
Yeah.
fire to something or
Yeah,
yeah." And there's all those measures that could be put in place then.
because it's almost exclusively they come from broken homes and abusive things. It's
Yeah, almost all the time. Yeah,
it's a shame. But, yeah,
it is a shame.
yeah. But it does
It's a
make
bit more
good.
than a shame, but
Yeah, it is a fucking tragedy, but it makes good documentaries.
yeah. So thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for the documentary.
Thanks. Yeah, it was almost worth it.
Yeah.
But how are you getting on, man? How's your comic coming along?
Yeah, man. It's finished the line work the other day. So just started on the colours, which I've no experience in at all, but thanks to the wealth of resource on the internet, muddling by.
So what is your setup for creating comics? Like, what is your digital? Because you do it digitally now, don't you?
Yeah.
So what's your setup for creating a comic?
Do you mean like program I use or
programs and literally like the software,
just
hardware and stuff?
How I live.
Yeah.
First of all, 2 screens saved me life because first, like I used to have like little reference on my phone. I have to constantly, refresh that, like peering into the phone, be like, oh, what's this? But now that just a bigger phone, isn't it? A PC. So it's that on Clip Studio, which I really recommend for anyone, especially people getting into comics. It's dead cheap on sale. Don't buy it full price. That's a pro tip from a non-professional. Because it's always on sale. Like it's about 25 quid. And yeah, get yourself a cheap graphics tablet and just get going.
Sick.
Yeah.
So you've done because obviously with the traditional comic book, you've got the Bristol Bud, you do the pencils and things first, and then you ink it. Do you still kind of do that, or do you go straight to like inks?
It's basically the same kind of workflow. So you rough I rough out the thumbnails like physically first, just because like it's a more immediate way of getting your ideas down from your heads to pencils. Well, looking at the script to the page. Then look at that. I kind of transfer them onto digital by drawing them again, but with a bit more detail, because it's literally just stick figures and just finding out the flow of the page and stuff like that. So going from those rough pencils, going to a more defined pencils with facial features, clothing details and stuff, and then finally the inks.
Cool.
But it's so much quicker for me anyway.
I can imagine.
Yeah, because I make so many mistakes. You just hit Control Z, and then it's as if it never happened.
Yeah.
And you can resize stuff and all that.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like digital art is so much easier, and it's just you can churn things out so quick. I'm a traditionalist in the sense of that, just because I collect original art and stuff. So
that's the only downside, man. I wish I could share this is what it looked like before.
Yeah.
Before the colors. So now it's just I hide that layer of the flats. Here's the inks. It's not as doesn't have the same wow factor as pulling out a portfolio.
Yeah. But
so
it's so helpful.
Sorry, keep jumping on your throat. Yeah.
No, it's cool, man. But it just seems so much more helpful, especially because original art, obviously, you don't have to be an established artist to sell them and to display them, but it helps us. But I think for digital, especially for upcoming artists, it makes more sense to just work digitally.
Yeah. So I mean, just for getting the fundamentals, I'm still traditional. I love I've been going to life drawing before the lockdown.
Yeah.
I've been going to life drawing classes with Deck, and they just especially if you're drawing comics, you're drawing people every panel.
Yeah.
Essentially, so it just helps your art come on leaps and bounds. And that you can't, unless you bring an iPad with you can't do that digitally, really. But yeah, it's just practice. And how long have we been doing this now? I think we put out Isolation about
was that 2017? Yeah, it was 2017.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I've come on leaps and bounds, but you can see definite improvement from Isolation to my new comic.
Yeah, I think that's from from what I've seen of your artwork from even back in high school and stuff to now, you can see the evolution of the artist, which is really cool. And I think it's dead interesting. It's more, I always kind of see, do you know the artists who do the pin-ups and they do the single image figures that are amazing? They are incredible, but for me, a true sign of an artist's strength and its true sign of an artist's skill is when you see someone actually panel a comic, because you can be a phenomenal artist, as in a single image, single pose, this is this.
Yeah.
But to show the legibility and readability of a comic, to me, should speak so much more volumes to the person's talent.
Yeah, I mean the two different skills, really.
Yeah.
Because I've just finished the pin up myself, and it's a whole different ball game trying to get that composition down in a single image, and you don't, until you actually do it, you don't see it. And I think you would notice it if the person doing the pin up wasn't good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you said, paneling and like telling a story through still images. Yeah, again, that's a different skill in itself.
And I think that's where I've seen you grow in strength as well, because I really enjoy your storytelling, because it's not it's not the mundane, but it's taking the mundane and exaggerating it, which I really like about your work.
Oh,
So
cheers, man.
like with the isolation stuff where it was the guy getting the Amazon package delivered.
Yeah.
And then it's just taking those mundane activities and then skewing it. So this one is about an office. It's a dystopian future, isn't it?
Yeah, semi. It's kind of like dystopian in the way Logan runs dystopian. So like, it seems all right, but like when you really get down under the surface, it's a bit. Hang on a minute. I started writing it before the lockdown, but I can already see some things going on, which isn't great. But yeah, it's about an office administrator for this dystopian regime, essentially, and he gets caught up in something he, would rather not get caught up in through his own mistakes, really, and his own sloppiness, which we're all guilty of making mistakes.
Yeah.
Which we were talking about before off air, but this has some repercussions.
Yeah, it's good, man. And that's what again why I like yours is you take what seems like an ordinary premise and it seems to be, because it's like societal commentary, but it's not in your face, which I hate. I don't hate it when it's like when it's glaringly obvious. I like the more subversive stuff where it's like office space, shit like that, and that's what you do really well. And I think that speaks to society, because a lot of people are just complicit in maintaining the status quo, because as long as they're fine. And I like art that highlights that complicity, which I think I'm really looking forward to reading this, because I think that's going to be.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. I'm excited to get it out because unironically, I'm in the 9 to 5 anyway, in an office job. Like it's taken me a while to get out, especially like when you try, for me anyway, try not to treat it as a job, because that's when I start to burn out. So before lockdown, it was steady. It was not steady going. It was slow going. But since we've entered house arrest, essentially, I've cranked out those pages onto the colours. So I'm hoping by September, October, it'll be done.
Nice.
But that's because I'm doing everything myself.
Yeah, that's a big thing for comics.
Yeah, because I'm poor. I know. Like, there's phenomenal letterers out there in the small press scene, but I can't afford them at the moment, unfortunately.
No, but it's just then another bow in your like arsenal. It's another feather in your cap to do, and even if it's not to the standard, obviously that like established letter would be, it's still, as long as it's legible, it's readable, and it gets the point across. I think that's always the most important thing.
Definitely, yeah.
And that's what I think stops a lot of comic book people, because when we've been tabling at conventions, people go, "Oh, I want to do this," and do it.
Yeah,
People worry about the standard that they should be at, and they look at the big two like Marvel and DC, and they think that needs to be what they need to put out, and it's not in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely, man. And I remember being in the same position. I remember when we were going to like London Super Comic Con for the first year and stuff, and like the artist alley, it was kind of a mix then, wasn't it? It was with like the professionals, but also the small press people. But like, I didn't even know the difference then. And I'd go up to the small press people, I'd be like, "Oh, how do you even get started?" And they said the same thing we're saying now. They were like, "Just do it.
Yeah,
just get it done." And like, I couldn't get my head around that. Like, you could publish something yourself.
Yeah,
it's mad, especially like we're so lucky to be in the time we are now. Like, there's so much stuff you can do yourself. Like you with your music, it's entirely self-published, and like it blew me mind when you were like, "Oh, I'm putting out vinyl." for it, and I was like, oh my god, like you can do vinyl yourself now as well.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. Every medium now is completely accessible to amateur people. Like the vinyl, you do have to have a fair bit of money to throw behind it, or
Oh
production.
yeah, I
and stuff like
mean,
that. It's
yeah,
you can create whatever you want with the budget you want, but if you have a better budget, the finished product will probably be better. But there are
yeah.
affordable ways to create things.
Oh, definitely, man. And I think the key thing is having the drive to do it, see something through to the end,
Mm.
and just getting creative and not being so worried about the end result, because that's something I have to put into the back of my mind quite a lot. Is like,
Mm.
this doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And like I'm sad that it isn't perfect, and I'm sad, like, I still can't draw hands. I am working on that. But this hand looks a bit off. I also blame, you can see it on webcam, me skeletal hands. You'll notice that in the comic, because I'm just like looking at, oh, my camera's froze now, even though this isn't a visual medium.
It froze on your bony hand, which is a
It
treat.
froze on my bony hand, yeah, which was terrifying. But all my hands look like everyone's a skeleton.
Yeah, Benny White's in hands.
Yeah, man.
I think
that's being pulled up.
I think, and I try to explain this to musicians and stuff as well when they're trying to create stuff. And I think the reason I churn stuff out and finish projects is because I know I'll never achieve perfection. So I know that what I'm going to achieve is the best I can do at that point in time.
Yeah.
And that's how I always view things, as like, this was the best. Like, so Rusted, it was like me and 3 mics. That was the best I could do at this time. The Next Life, that's the best I can do at this time, because I've got a bit more money behind me. I've got some more fans that'll pre-order. So
yeah,
make a bigger thing. With the comics, it's like, that was the best I could do with my artistic ability at that time.
Yeah.
Survivor, this was the best I could do because I've learned from that one. And it's perfect for the time it's in. And that's how I always try and view projects.
Yeah, man. And I mean, we've been talking a lot about the art, but like, it's the writing as well. I can see an improvement as well. So I'm gonna do a bit of a spin now. How do you take your approach to writing? To writing songs, writing comics,
So for writing songs, it's more impulsive, and it's a lot more like, it tends to be, I'll just be playing my guitar jamming, because I don't really practice and I don't really do anything to improve on guitar.
very, very modest of you, mate.
I really can't be arsed. I just don't enjoy practicing. I just don't enjoy it, so I don't do it.
I mean, practice by doing, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
yeah,
because I used to sit down and, like, when I was in university, I had a guitar teacher that I hated, because I just don't like sitting down to practice. Then I could play Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley, including all the solos. I can't remember a note now, but I don't enjoy that type of sit down practicing, because I don't want to be the best guitarist I can be. I want to just be my guitarist.
Yeah.
I've found, as I've been writing songs, I've been playing, I've become a better guitarist with chord progressions and things.
Yeah.
I sit down and I'll start like learning a song I like and just start going through their chords. And then the second I hit the second or third chord of that song, I go, ooh, that might be good as a song for me. And rearrange the chords and fuck around with it for a bit. And
that's it, man. Like,
if you pull out any of my songs, I could probably tell you what song I was originally meant to play.
It's that I mean, I was listening to a Blink 182 podcast, and they were talking about the golden chord progression, and they couldn't remember what it was called either.
Yeah.
But you can hear those progressions like in a lot of songs. Like, I was listening to Adolescence the other day as well, and like that, they're all quite similar as well.
Yeah. Do you know what? You've only got a set amount of notes in like Western music, so eventually you're just going to start spinning the same things with the same chord progressions. But I always view it, as long as I'm doing it sincerely, I don't really care. As long as
that's it. It's your own voice, isn't it? And
so that's the music part of it, is just me fucking around on a guitar until something sounds nice. Yeah. And then I'll kind of freestyle over it and just see, like,
do a rap.
Basically, I just won't I won't go in with a specific theme or anything. I'll just see what the first words I say come out. and then whatever that first line is, I'll kind of work my way through it. Because sometimes I write down lyrics and I'll have poems and things, and they'll sit in books for 4, 5, 6 years until it's the right song comes along, and then I'll do it. It's very rarely lyrics first.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's interesting.
I'll have lyrics written, but then to try and fit music over them doesn't really make sense. So
I can never get my head around that.
Yeah. So what I normally do is I'll do the music first, and then I'll see what comes out in terms of lyrics and songs that way. And normally my main lyric prompt and writing process is I'll write one line, and I'll just scribble it down somewhere, and it'll just be an interesting thought or an interesting premise I like the idea of, or it's a rhyme I like.
It's like in Away I Go. I remember you saying like you had that first line in your head, and that kind of spawned the song. Yeah.
So that was then I just like grabbed my guitar, and it was just like what came out of that. And I think it was literally I picked, because it's on the second, like the capo's on the second fret. I literally think I just picked up my guitar, and that was the capo it was on.
It was still there.
So it was like I don't put that much thought into it.
You're like, oh, this is fine. This sounds good. Like, you know, I can't be asked moving this capo, so.
Yeah, and that's just what I'll do, and then it'll just kind of expand from there. And I've got probably about 20 songs that are half written that I just jam with, and I don't force the endings of it because I don't need to. I've got an album coming out, and I've got 2 hours worth of material that I can play, so I don't need new songs right now.
Yeah, so you don't want to pump an album full of the 20 songs when it doesn't need to be, because I've been lucky enough to hear it, and it flows really well.
Thank you, man. So I just kind of let them gestate, and I kind of see this is going to sound dead pretentious and dead arsey, but there's a thing in like
we're doing a podcast, mate. So
this is going to be dead pretentious, but we're doing a podcast anyway. So, but there's a thing in Buddhism, and it's from like Thich Nhat Hanh's books, where he doesn't really believe in creation, because something can't come from nothing, and nothing can't come from something.
Right.
So I don't ever really see what I do as a creation of a song. It's manifestation of things aligning in a certain way that will then create the song.
Okay.
So I need the chord progression to sound right, have an idea for a lyric, and to be in the right space of mind and the right time, like in wherever I am. And that will then complete the song. So I'll never force anything, because I believe that I manifest the songs, I don't create them.
Okay. So, they just kind of gestate and
Because if I wrote Away I Go on a different day, then it would be a different song. So I think the manifestation of the song itself is more important than trying to force a creation of it. Because as long as you have a back catalogue that you're proud of and you can stand up and perform live, you aren't in a rush to create anything.
That's it. Yeah.
So I let that manifest for a bit, and then when it finally comes to fruition, and if I feel it's a good song, and I'll play it and see how it reacts, then I'll carry on with it. And that's kind of my manifestation and creation process for songs. For comics, like I've been talking to you because I've got an idea for a comic, and I always kind of think of the premise, and then the important thing for me is the pacing of the comic. So I'll think of the premise, and then I'll try and think of the plot. But as long as I have the first 5 pages or so, as long as I have the beats down, what I'll do is I'll go into like Word, and I'll just do the bullet point thing, where it's like the numbers. So it's like 1, 2, 3.
This happens, and then this happens, and then that happens. Yeah.
And then I'll literally go. So if this is going to be a 20-odd page comic, I'll just do the 20-odd page, like 20-odd bullet points. And just be like, the first page is the first bullet point, and I'll just go through so I know what should happen on each page.
Yeah.
And then once I've got what I know is going to happen on each page, I'll then go into each bullet point and break down that page into the panels.
And flesh out a bit more.
And then that'll be when I'll start working on dialogue, or I'll have dialogue written at the very bottom of the bullet points that I know I need to put in.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'll just flesh out each bullet point into a page, and that's my comic.
And then it slowly grows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, mine's I've never really thought about how I go about comics, but when you were talking about writing a song and like letting it manifest, mine's thinking about it now. Mine's quite similar. Like it you have an idea first, and then it just kind of grows. Like I'm still adding bits now, even though the line work's done. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I could put this visual cue in here. I could, change this light in a certain way. I haven't even finished writing the dialogue yet. That's still changing.
Nice.
I mean, I was looking on the Awesome Comics Facebook page this morning, and he was talking about planners versus pantsers.
Mm.
So people who plan ahead, like, some people are like, oh, this is definitely going to be a five issue run. This is going to happen in each issue. It's going to end like this. Whereas I think we're in the pantsers category. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. I've got a rough idea of how I want it ends, but in between, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just kind of winging it as I
Yeah.
go on.
I think that's the most interesting thing to do, because then that creates, because it needs, for me, it needs to be fun at every level. I
Just
need
going to
to
say
be
that as well.
engaged,
Yeah.
and I need to have fun while I'm doing it. And having that kind of, I don't know how this middle bit's going to work out yet, creates
Yeah.
the spontaneity, because there's nothing better than surprising yourself as you're writing it.
That's it, man.
And that's the thing I enjoy. And then I go, ooh, that would be good. And then it creates the whole process. And I think that spontaneity can help. It translates down the line to the readers.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And like you picking up influences, like along the line as well.
Mm.
So whereas this is my negative side to a planner, like you can have those. I mean, but I suppose I'm speaking out loud here. You can, you can write all that stuff at the start, but you're only going to have a core set of influences.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose that's what rewrites are for. But the benefit of being a pantser, I don't quite like that term. But anyway,
What is it? A pantser?
A pantser, yeah, like flying by the seat of your pants. Yeah. But surely there's a better way.
Yeah.
Like a pantser's weird. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Benefit of being a pantser is it sounds a bit pervy as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Or you're dropping the pants of the planners, like you sneak up on them, ragging their kecks down, and be like, "This third fucking plan."
Yeah.
Away.
Look how narrow-minded this person is
with his ledger.
But like we're just doing it by the seat of your pants is like you're picking up influences as you go. Like I've got like at the bottom of the issue 1 document, I've got like, for next time you should rewatch this or you should read this. Just pick up what I'm thinking and like see how other people have done it, because like you said, nothing's original.
No.
And you've just got to kind of get bits of the proverbial clay of other things and just kind of mold something yourself.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things that I think a lot of people strive to be original, and the odds of actually creating something original in this day and age that's truly original is almost impossible. There's very few things that I think in the last 10 years are super original, but it doesn't mean I love them any less. It's just I see what they're by, and I see the honesty and care that they've done it, and that's the main thing to me, is the honesty of it.
I mean, I love it when you can, especially in film, you can see like they've watched this film and they've watched this film and they've just mashed it together, and then you've got this other film.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the first one that springs to mind, but there's so many others. It's the Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And basically watched The Thing, and he was like, I want to do that, but Western.
Yeah.
And that's it then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I really like about it. And I think that's what I loved about the Hateful Eight and those type of films. But it's also what I didn't like about Stranger Things. Because when I've only seen the first season of Stranger Things, but that to me was like, they were like, what if we did It and we did E.T. and we mushed them together, but we made it so overtly obvious it was the 80s that it was such a chore to watch, to be like, do you remember this from the 80s? I'm like, yeah, I remember this from the 80s. Like, do you remember this from? Yeah, I remember them. I wasn't there, but I'd fucking know what happened. Like,
I mean, like, I remember you saying this when it came out, and at the time I was like very much in that camp, but like watching it properly, you can I read it as more of a love letter.
That's the
to
thing.
it.
I think it is definitely a love letter from them, but I just think it was so ham-fisted how they did it in the first season, because it was even, who would have had a Thing poster when the Thing came out? Because it was
Those nerds in the basement playing D&D.
It was panned by critics, and then they would have had to get that poster from somewhere, and they definitely wouldn't have just fucking hung it up in someone's house. It's just stuff like that where it's like, I get it. I get you're in the 80s. I get it.
The Thing's a good film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's, and it, like, I mean, it's dependent if you like that, like, hyper. It's not quite synthwave, but it's like that hyper synthwave 80s
Yeah.
nostalgic vibe. I think that's the appeal of it as well.
Yeah, true.
And you know, the kids are cute, aren't they? Like, you just want them to win.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I literally saw the first season and was like, I'm done. But I think I just had a cull of TV shows because I just wanted to actually create stuff.
You didn't have time, did you?
Yeah.
You were
Which again sounds like a dead pretentious comment, but we are on a podcast. But it was literally, I was just watching TV shows, and because I was dead obsessed with TV back in the day.
Yeah,
I watched so many things.
Mm.
I've cut it down to I think I watch like 2 or 3 things a year now.
Yeah, you're quite selective now.
Yeah, I just don't need to watch it.
Yeah, like, is it worth my time?
Yeah.
Am I interested?
I did this dead arsey thing where it was like, I want to know what happens, but I don't want to sink an hour of my time into it.
You'd do a wiki, wouldn't you?
So I just read. I used to piss everyone off by just reading the Game of Thrones synopsis.
I was just going to say about Game of Thrones, you're like, just read the wiki, sounded shit.
Yeah, I just read whatever, like, Rolling Stone or whoever wrote up the synopsis and plot summary on the internet, like Geek Squad or wherever. I just read the episode breakdown and was like, I'm glad I didn't spend an hour watching that.
See, like, I'm the dickhead who read the books in the post office we were talking about. Was it off air, or did we go into it, or was it on it? I can't remember. I just hammered those books when I was on that job, just invigilating.
Yeah.
And then the show it was as the show came out, I was like, season 1 boss, like, gonna read all these, and I did. And then the seasons just didn't match the books, and I was like, this isn't like the book, and then that's why I dropped it. So
yeah, the thing that made me stop watching TV as much was I just didn't care about any of the characters. And it's the same with The Walking Dead and stuff, where I was like, I don't care, but to be part of the zeitgeist, my curiosity, I do want to know what happens. So I just read the synopsis for, like, Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. And I still read the Walking Dead comics. But someone in, like, my job said, well, doesn't it take the fun out of it just reading Game of Thrones? I went, you do know it was a book first, don't you?
Yeah. I mean,
he just looked at me. I was like, it was, and I'm just doing the abridged version.
Yeah, now the tables have turned and I've had the book spoiled for me. If the ending's going to be the same, and I've heard the ending wasn't very good.
I've heard it was bad, but the thing is, when it's such a massive show, there's very few that'll stick the landing of it.
That's it, and it's. As you know, with me writing, I have difficulty finishing properly. Like, it's always like this kind of ambiguous ending, or there's no real defining conclusion. It's always quite open-ended with me.
Yeah.
And I get that it's hard to wrap stuff up.
Yeah.
But if you're on a budget,
and
like a big budget, no.
And I think Sopranos ended so well, and then no one could do that type of ending ever again. So they had to do a proper ending.
Yeah.
And Sopranos just kind of mic dropped the whole thing.
Just like, not finishing this.
Yeah, Sopranos did the best ending to a TV show ever. So
spoilers to anyone who hasn't seen Sopranos.
Oh, we've not said the ending.
That's true.
Have you seen Sopranos?
You've
seen the ending.
I know the ending. No, I know the ending. I was going to make a joke how we fade to black now. Sopranos is great, but it was during that time I was watching a lot of TV as well, and I felt like I was juggling so much, and it just kind of faded away. I mean, I play a lot of video games as well, and I'm so guilty of that. I've just got like, I don't know if there's like a term for it, but my head's just on a swivel. I'm just like, oh, what's this new thing? Oh, I'll put this thing I'm doing now down, and and it's quite different to how I approach creating stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'll always just have the one project and just see
Yeah,
that through to the end.
definitely.
But
Yeah.
where it comes to consuming media, I just want to consume as much as I can.
Yeah, I think I hit the pause button on it because I was just getting bummed out on knowing that I'd never see everything.
Yeah,
Like,
as much as you want to.
Yeah, did you ever get bummed out going into a library and kind of being upset that you'll never read every book?
I couldn't read until a few weeks ago when I read Dune.
Like,
He
I
does
don't.
do an English
Yeah.
degree.
I
But...
just have this weird little like thing in my head where I'll go into like Liverpool Library and I'll see all the books and go, there's gonna be one book here that'll sum up my personality and it'll completely speak to me, and I'll
Yeah.
probably never find it, and that kind of like bums me out. And
Yeah,
it's the same thing with like TV shows and films. There'll probably be a perfect something somewhere that I'll never witness or like listen to or see, and it kind of bums me out that I'm gonna miss it. Which is why when people say, "Oh, wouldn't it suck to live forever?" I'm like, no.
nah,
First
no.
100 years, I would be holed up in that library, just reading. And so I had just hit a pause on pretty much everything that I didn't find organically, like straight away. So if someone's like, "Oh, you should watch this," I go, "Should I though?" And I'll just wiki it. I'll wiki it first.
So you're just more of a speed eater than just taking it in and.
To a point, but I prefer when I actually do something to proper sink my teeth into it and then learn everything about it. So the last season I really watched that I loved was Kingdom, like the Korean zombie one.
You've told me to watch Kingdom for ages, and I haven't got around to it. It's been on my watch list since you've told me about it a few years ago.
But I think I've now watched that, and it's only 2 seasons, but I've watched that like 3 times now. Because I just love that. The aesthetic of it and like how it's done is so good that I don't want to waste my time with other things that might not be as good.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like let everything fall by the wayside. And a lot of stuff now, there's too many TV shows, so I just ignore them and I prefer films.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I prefer watching films because
it's finite. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, the time it would take to watch 2 episodes of like a long form TV show, you could watch a film.
Yeah, that's what I think, because I put on that Hunters with Al Pacino.
Oh yeah.
And I put the first episode on, and it said hour and a half, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
That's an
entire film. That's an entire Nick Cage film that I could be watching in that amount of time. So I just don't have the time commitment to film, or the time commitment to TV. Sorry. Yeah. And I always, with whatever I consume, I always think the feeling you get when you create something, like the feeling we get when we cut open the first box of comics,
mate,
is so good feeling, and that feeling outweighs the feeling of binge watching a TV show by 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah, I mean,
so
if I'm enjoying a TV show, I will binge it over a weekend.
Yeah.
But it's hard when your head's on the swivel. You just want to, wish I just had like 4 sets of eyes or something.
You just like plug in like the Matrix. You just like see it all.
Yeah. And then I've watched The Sopranos like that.
Well, that's the thing, man. The feeling of creating something outweighs the feeling of consuming something now. So I need, like, that is always the most important thing to me. And when I'm playing a video game, like I've only played 2 in the last like 3 years.
Yeah,
State of Decay,
and
which I always play. State of Decay 2, I've kind of dropped because it's not as good. It's not as fun.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. If I don't find it fun and I find it hard, I just go no.
You're just like no.
Yeah, and that and the Mad Max game I played. I haven't played that in ages.
That's really good. I recommend that to anyone who likes video games.
But while I'm playing those video games, they are literally used as like a reward for me. So it's like I've put in, I've done this, I've done that. I'm gonna play video games for 10 minutes, and then I'll play State of Decay for that amount of time, and then I'll go back to, well, I need to do this for the podcast, I need to do this for the music, I need to crack on with this, and that is always the motivation for me. Is I'd rather create than consume, and that's the mindset I'm in now.
I mean, as you know, like video games are quite like a big part of what I consume. but because they are such a time sink, I do try and keep them as like a treat or a wind down. But that said, that it's just like another way of telling a story.
Yeah, it is. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on those mediums because they are really like
They've all got their own strengths
Yeah.
and
And
weaknesses, really.
the how am I trying to phrase this? The quality and standard of certain TV shows and even certain video games is as good and is as moving as the finest piece of like music, film, or art. Like, I
Yeah.
still stand by Halo Reach as being one of the best video games ever made.
Mm.
The story was impeccable. If that was a film, it'd be a fucking incredible film. If that was a TV show, if in any medium Halo Reach was created, it would be top tier.
Yeah, just because the depth of like the
Yeah.
characters and the world building and
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean it's going to that concept, and it's just like having a concept and seeing where you can go with it, and
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to see if we had the budget, if you know one of our or other people's creations could be like put in another kind of medium, because I know some small press people have like turned their like world they've created into like a role playing system, for example.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting as well.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really interesting. I love it when people try and explore other media, and the small press scene are quite good for that. I think there's a lot of things where they're like, well, if we turned it into this and we could do it that way. The thing that I don't like about the small press scene is when you can tell that they just want it to be a film.
Yeah, but I mean, devil's advocate to that. Sorry, can you hear those kids?
Kinda, but we were meant to be recording this in a van, so the sound quality and stuff.
I know. I still haven't been in that van.
Haven't you?
No.
Oh.
I was like, when you was like, oh, when you're on the podcast, I was like, oh, finally I can get in the van.
Oh, no, I'll get you in the van.
Yeah. But you know, Rona happened, and
yeah,
no. Well, you know, the screaming kids next door, they just add.
Yeah, it's the authenticity of the Wirral and Rock Ferry as a general.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, but yeah. So with the benefit of creating comics is it's a film on a limitless budget. You know, all the stuff you could do in CGI, and you know,
it is literally just the only limitation is what the artist can draw.
That's it, yeah. And like, you know, if he doesn't regard, I mean, it's to the artist's skill, and like I wouldn't call myself like, you know, at that level, but if you put the time in and the research, you know, you can draw anything. And I say this to anyone who's like, oh, I can't draw. I'm like, you can draw. It's just triangles and circles.
Yeah.
So just take your time.
Just take your time, give a shit, and make it. As long as you finish the product, the next one will be better, and you just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, and I don't know about you when you're writing, but like you see the images in movement, and then you put down like what's going to tell the story the most into that still image.
Yeah,
that's how, for me anyway, like I write comics. I'm like, oh, this shot will be good, and I love when I watch films and I'm just like, that's a boss shot. And it's it's all symmetrical. I know symmetry isn't always the best, but like it's always great when you see like something obvious. It's obviously placed somewhere to a fault.
Yeah,
and you just like, yeah, that's it. And it's normally like someone walking down a corridor in the silhouette. Like, you know, that's
like that type of stuff I love. Like, you can, when there's a great shot, like, is it in going back to The Thing, there's a shot where he has all three things in focus, where he has McCready in the background, like holding the three men hostage at the same time,
and he's got the flamethrower.
Yeah, and at the same time the guy in the foreground with the scalpels in shot.
That's it. Yeah,
that's a perfect shot, and that's so well thought out, because he had, with the limitations of his time, he had to do basically 3 different shots for that one scene to set it up so everything was in focus.
Yeah,
and that level of thought and care, I think, really is what speaks to comic book creators, because you can't keep everything in focus like that for comics, and you see certain shots in films that just look so good like that.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about it now, it's like the comics and films are very closely linked
Yeah.
because you need a storyboard artist. And I remember you
Mm.
saying the other week, like you're starting to collect storyboard art.
Mm.
So like, I think like Mike Fluke did storyboard art for The Thing or
Yeah.
some of it, and he probably drew that obviously with John Carpenter's like input, but he would have drew that shot
Mm. Yeah.
with maybe with a few tweaks, like when it went to film. But you know, it's
Mm.
it's all linked.
Yeah.
Just
So
see how
good.
it would work. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. But yeah, I just like the thing. That's why I think I love comic books is that it's pretty much a limitless thing. I don't know if you've seen on Twitter at the moment where people are saying how because comic books, like the big publishers are on pause because of COVID. That's like the end of comic books, and they always talk about the end of comic books because two publishers will fail.
I mean, I disagree with that.
Yeah, it's the same thing as when people say Punk's dead. I go, Punk's not dead. The Ramones are. There's a difference. Like, as long as there's some kid picking up a fucking guitar, cranking the amp too loud, and screaming his little heart out, Punk's never going to be dead. And it's the same thing with comic books, where as long as someone gives a shit enough to create a fucking comic book, and someone goes, I shall read that comic book, comics are never going to die.
Yeah, and people always want to look at cool pictures and, and there is, like, I mean, like anything, it's not limited to a genre. Like, a lot of people think comics are just superheroes, but since getting into small press, there's so much. And, like,
potentially the best thing that could happen to the comic book scene is the big two collapse and superheroes lose their
let nature
their
return.
status. And if the two big comic book publishers and their superhero stories actually diminished, and I'm not saying that because I want it to happen because I love superheroes, but if those two moved and went smaller, the market push up would be so much more of different things. Like Image could bring out more books. All the creative teams that are on Marvel superhero books at the moment could bring out their creator-owned projects, and the wealth of like other comic books and other genres in the medium would be so fucking good.
I mean, even if those established artists didn't even want to go to Image, like Kickstarter exists now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if they wanted to create a project, they wouldn't need to go through an Image publisher. I think especially if BK Vaughan and Fiona Staples decided to do another book, and kickstarted it,
they could just I mean, like it was like those McFarlane figures, that was funded like dead quick, and just anything like that. And like I know there's a bit of a saga with like the Rob Liefeld comic, which I'm not like 100% clued up on, but he like wanted to kickstart his own comic, and then that like got funded pretty quick, but then he didn't put anything out.
Yeah, was it him or was it someone else? I can't remember. But there's some big artists who take everyone's money and then don't do a fucking tap with it.
Yeah, I know, but it's all about like consumer demand.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. It doesn't matter about the publisher. It's like we keep saying, it's about like the creator's drive to create, and people want to consume it.
Yeah, if you create something that's good, then people will buy it. Like even Tom Wood with the sensational Elephant Man Merrick, that's fucking killing it. That's gone on to 10 issues. Kickstarters get funded within the first week. Normally in the first few
doing
days.
really well.
Absolutely savaging it. His numbers, I would assume, would probably make any small independent publisher jealous.
Yeah.
And he's doing it with is it Luke? I can't remember the artist's full name.
Mark Parker.
Yeah.
I know. I only know him by his Instagram.
And
Luke Parker, I think.
Yeah. They've created a series, an ongoing series that is, for me, I think it's changed the game and it's set the standard of what you can do in independent comics.
Definitely, man. I remember seeing his stuff at I think it was the first Thought Bubble we went, and I saw Art Parker's like art book, and I was like, oh, he's just like Mike Mignola. And it just blew my mind. I was like, this is great.
Mm. And it's all done independently through fan support, which I think is a brilliant thing for the comic scene. And I think that's what Cog Life will need to use Kickstarter for, is to create that sense of community and bring in fans.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because the times are changing, I think, for comics, and I'm really excited to see where it goes, because so many good things are getting put out like independently.
Yeah, and like it's just about. I mean, like I was saying earlier, like when we went to that London Super Comic Con a few years, like was that 2012 or something?
2012, yeah, it was 8 years ago.
Bloody hell.
I know.
Didn't even know about small press.
Yeah.
And as soon as you dive into that world, like I barely read like the big three stuff now.
Yeah.
Like there's
It's
so
crazy,
much
man.
good stuff. Yeah.
It's just completely leveled the playing field, and I love it so much. And the only bad thing about the small press scene is I'm poor, so I can't kickstart and back every single thing that I want. So,
definitely, man.
But
again, it's just about. I mean, you could, like, I've been considering putting my stuff out digitally as well, just like to get just a bit of a run up to the Kickstarter.
I think that'd be an interesting way. That's what I kind of did, because I want to do some more digital comics that are more Instagram style and Instagram friendly. Because I really like those type of social media comics that are just dead shareable and memeable to a point.
Yeah.
And they're quite good in building a following. So I'd like to explore more of that. But I think doing a digital thing, because Tom, for Merrick, he does the first issue's free, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, it's like first takes is free, and then it's just I mean, with me, it's just the time.
Yeah,
it just takes so long, and like, it's only because I've been on house arrest that I have, like, I've had just the drive to do it, really.
Yeah. With the lockdown, have you felt more creative, productive since then? Because I know you've been cranking out the book. So has it kind of worked to your advantage?
It definitely towards me advantage. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure I should say this on air, but me, like, remotely, my job isn't that intensive, so I have had time to just, like, stay on emails and work at the same time, because the workstations are one and the same. So yeah, that definitely I've been more productive.
Oh, good, man. Because I know that's
cranking it out.
Yeah, I know that's been kind of an issue, because I've been speaking to a few different musicians and things, and they've kind of been beating themselves up because they haven't been as creative. And I know I haven't written a new song, I think, this year.
But, I mean, I think it's down to the individual, because like a lot of people feel like, like I should be more productive and creative during this time. But I think it's I mean, because I do it as a hobby, it's just like I'd be killing time like after work doing this, but it just so happens I've got more time.
Yeah, you don't have the commute and things like that, and you can work. That's what I've been doing for the podcast. I've been editing on my like lunch break, and I've been doing just saving time and what I'd be doing to travel and stuff. I'd be being more creative.
Then in work anyway, I'm always just thinking like, oh, how can the script be changed? I'm always doodling, even though it shouldn't be. It's just time. It's just energy I can direct more efficiently.
No, definitely.
But during like a 9 to 5, like I don't know about you, but like I find myself like coming home and just completely like sapped of any creative energy I would have, just because like it's being in that environment.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
for me, I like playing guitar has always been what I do to relax. So even in just like, I'll just sit there and pick up my guitar. I'll just sit there in front of the TV and like strum along, and not even playing loudly, just playing it, and then maybe something will trigger, and that'll be what leads me to something else. But I kind of, I don't know, who did I say this to? I can't remember who I said this to, but I'm creative out of spite. I can't remember who I was talking to, but I'm creative out of spite. Like, that's my biggest driving force. So I know if I feel drained from work and drained,
you're like, work's not going to get the better of me.
Yeah, that is exactly, like, my head goes, that's what they want you to be. They want you to be drained. They don't want you to be like creative. They don't want you to do your own thing. They don't want you to follow your dream. They want you to sit in front of the TV and not do a fucking thing. So my brain then goes, I can't let them do that. And even if I just do half an hour of editing a podcast, or I do 15 minutes of playing on guitar, writing a song, or tweaking some lyrics, or even doing like music admin and emailing venues and things, then it's not in vain. So as long as I do something productive, that's my driving force. I don't really sit in front of the TV and feel like sapped from it all. I just, out of spite, get up and
I suppose I'm in the camp of letting work win, and you know, maybe when I get back, I should be a bit more spiteful.
Like, spite is a big motivator, and if you use it positively and you don't really direct it at anyone, it's not work's fault that I'm stopped from doing this. It's society's fault. I don't do this. I'm working, and when I'm working, I commit my time to that. And then the second it's not that, it's my time, and my time is valuable, and my time is worth my creative energies. So then I'll push it. But I know a lot of people in the pandemic are saying, "Oh, I'm not creative, and I'm worried about it. I'm beating myself up over not writing." And it's like, we're in a pandemic. We're in a global pandemic.
It's a stressful.
No one's those tweets where it's like, if you don't come out of this lockdown with a new skill, it's not that you've lacked time, it's you've lacked discipline. It's like, well, you've lacked the fucking brain, knobhead.
Like, I know, lack the empathy, and you know,
people have so much on that in a pandemic. I'm using it to just take a break and recharge and sort out the next life promotion side of everything. So I'm not beating myself up over creating anything, and I'm telling all my musician friends and creative friends to do the same. It's a pandemic.
Admin's a different outlet anyway. Like, you know, you can enjoy admin.
Yeah.
I occasionally enjoy admin.
But it's a pandemic, not a boot camp. Like
that,
So it's just from that, you just have to kind of take it as it comes and let it.
It's one day at a time, because we don't know when we're getting out of this, and you know, it's been hard for everyone in different ways.
Yeah.
And I know it's not quite the plague, but it's what our mate Didge was saying. Like, you know, it's a global pandemic. It's essentially the plague or the Spanish flu, or you know.
Yeah, it's like, if the worst thing out of this is you don't finish a song, then you've got off easy.
Yeah.
So
definitely,
the main thing is to just be happy and comfortable, and if that includes binge watching a TV show, then so be it. Because
just each to their own, man.
Yeah, you don't owe anyone anything, so create on your own time. And that's like what I always think is, like, I don't owe anyone a new song. I don't owe anyone anything. I only owe myself it. And if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. No, definitely. Sorry, I had the I had the proper singing feel, and I had my microphone on mic then. I mean, on mute.
Oh,
imagine. No, because it's just interesting how, you know, creativity flows, and and it shouldn't be a forced thing, and by no means, like, I know I finished the line work, but by no means have I forced that.
No, it's
just because I've so happened that I enjoy it. I like seeing stuff come together, and I've had the time to do it.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some songwriters, like I think Leonard Cohen and maybe Jason Isbell were talking about this, where it's like, well, I sit down and write a song because songwriting is my job. I'm like, I didn't get into songwriting to make it a job.
Nah, man.
I got into songwriting to be a songwriter and to do what I want to do when I want to.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of approach I take. And if I sit down, like, I could sit down and write something, and it might be good. And I can do that every now and then, especially if I've got 90% of a song finished, I'll sit down and write the rest of the song. And
sometimes you just need that final push, don't you?
Yeah, but it's not, I won't sit down with nothing and try and come up with something. I have to,
just kind of will a idea out of nothing.
Yeah, like a blank, like something, like, what is it? A blank page is the worst first draft. So as long as you write something. Yeah. And even if, like, I'll be like, as long as I write a line, then
that's it, man. Like, I've got like, I've either got I've got a thing on me Google Notes, and I've got like a Word, like a file on my computer that's just called "At least I've started something," and it's just all it's just all those kind of just little prompts and
Yeah.
unformed ideas that can just sit in the back of your mind for a while until you like maybe consume a bit of media and you're like, that's it. Like
Yeah.
that's how I can do this. And
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
got I've just looked at my board as well, and it's just loads of post-its. And one of the post-its literally just says the story trope I like, where someone gets turned into an animal. and underneath that it says, do that.
That's good, man. And that's writing for you, which I think is always the best thing to do. It's like, again, like what we were saying before, if you aren't enjoying what you're creating, don't do something else.
Yeah, man, because like I remember writing that post-it note. I was watching The Witcher, and there's that episode where there's the Law of Surprise episodes where that have you watched The Witcher?
I watched the first episode with Didge. I'm wondering, do I say this on air? Because I don't want to go into Joe Rogan territory. So I watched the first episode with Didge on edibles.
Right.
And,
how was that?
Halfway through, I was like, "Is this back in time?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "Then I'm fucking lost."
I'm out.
Yeah. So I was like, "Yeah." I basically went, "Yeah, I'm out. I don't know what the fuck's happening." It was like in the middle of the fight in the war, and I was like, "Where the fuck did this come from?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "I'm done."
Timeline's a bit confusing.
Yeah.
Until about halfway through.
Yeah, I'd had like 4 edibles. I'd had 2 glasses of whiskey, and was like, "I have no idea what the fuck's happening."
So I was like, "I'll go with this."
Yeah, I'm done. And then I watched, I think, 2 episodes with Civ, because we keep hearing the hype. So we watched the first 2 episodes, and again, I was like, I don't care about this.
It's good, man. Like
I've heard it's good things, and like the book and the game are meant to be good, but
yeah, it's kind of my genre, like the fantasy thing. So I mean, it's a good thing you didn't watch this episode on edibles, because like there's this knight that comes in and he's like, he's claiming his Law of Surprise as the princess because he was promised this like ages ago, and he pulls off his helmet and he's like a porcupine man.
What?
Because he's been cursed. And I was like, love this trope, because as well as that, at the same time, I was playing this game back on the SNES called Chrono Trigger, and again there's this knight. He was cursed. He was turned into a frog, but he's also a knight, and he's the best character. He's my favorite character in the game. He's boss. And I was just like, I want to write something that's this, except with a different animal, because then it's blatantly copying the own setting and stuff like that. I'm like, what's a weird animal that's like I can do, and can maybe do something interesting with, and I can research and stuff like that. So there's a post-it next to that post-it that just has II circled.
Oh, like the actual animal, the II.
The II, yeah.
Sick.
So look for that when I've finished admin error, which will be a few years.
In 2035, when we come out of lockdown.
When we come out of lockdown, my beard's down to my knees, my hair's down to my knees, and I've finally done the first draft of the script about the II. Yeah.
I can't wait for that. But, yeah, like that's the thing with The Witcher again, is I just couldn't be asked, because it has
it's a lot.
Timeline issues and things. And I was like, this is cool, and it's something I just don't want to sit down and do, because I've got other shit to do.
Yeah. What drew me in?
Henry Cavill's arms.
Henry Cavill's arms. The fact Henry Cavill, like, I liked his character.
Yeah.
I thought he was like doing a good job with it.
Yeah.
Setting was good. Set was interesting.
I did like it, and I enjoyed the humor that they had in like the undertows of it.
Yeah, it's quite dry, isn't it?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I did enjoy it, but I just can't be asked like watching another TV show.
That's it, and it's back to that thing that we were talking about earlier, where it's like there's too much stuff, and you've got to pick and choose what you want. But
because I do love the fantasy stuff, but it's just if it's an hour. If it was 20-minute episodes or half-hour episodes, like if The Witcher was done in Always Sunny style, I'd watch it. But I'm not sitting there for an hour.
The Witcher has a baby. Witcher punches an elf.
Yeah, The Witcher gets gun fever. But because I do enjoy the fantasy thing, but again, it's just picking and choosing what I spend my time consuming, which is why I've enjoyed us starting Dungeons and Dragons again.
Yeah, man. That's I'm excited for it because again, it's like a different storytelling medium,
Yeah.
and I've got all these ideas. I mean, I've run campaigns for a different group before, and it's having all these ideas in your head, and like they get to explore it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm better at writing stuff down, but I think it has helped me kind of tell a story like verbally. I mean, I'm still like relying on crutches. Like we do it in Discord, don't we? And
Yeah.
I've started to put like little visual prompts of like what I'm thinking.
Cool.
Like, so look out for that. I've made a little mood board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So no, but just storytelling sick, isn't it?
It is, man. And that's like why I'm happy about doing Dungeons and Dragons again is I want to do something it's still creative in its own way. And it's still like you get a sense of achievement from it. It's what my issue with video games is you get an achievement, but then it doesn't translate to anything else, really. Yeah. It's like you get the experience and you're like, yeah, I did it, but there's nothing to share it with. But with Dungeons and Dragons,
it's
obviously
a like collective.
Yeah, and it's you and it's Deck and Lucy and Pidge and Josh. So it's like we're sharing this thing. So it's like my favorite things of like fantasy and games and like that with hanging out with my mates.
Yeah, just chat and shit.
Yeah, and chat and shit. And that for me is like, this is a really fun break from everything else. And that's the one thing that I'll enjoy putting time away to consuming, because I still get like, there's another worth to it outside of it's like if it was a video game or a TV show.
And there's sessions I played years ago and we still bring them up. Like, you always remember your first, and like we still talk about like my first character, like with the other group we play with. And yeah, like it's the stories you make yourself collectively, and like what I'm trying to do with you all is like help me build the world, because it's not just my world, like that a bit of spoilers just for you, because no one else can have played the session. I want like, because you want a gun, don't you?
Yeah, I do want a gun.
The guy you're getting the gun off, he's going to be like someone from the previous continent you lived on and someone you knew in the past. So I want a bit of homework for you, because I like setting like DM's homework. I'm like, think about this and think about that, think about how your character would react. This character, like, what's your past with him? Is it going to be awkward getting a gun off him? Like, do you like each other? Like,
yeah. Cool, man.
What's he like as well? So have a think about that. Anyway,
I will do. That's really interesting. That's what I'm doing. For the people of the podcast who are interested in this Dungeons and Dragons, I am playing a bard, because even in my wildest fantasy, I just want to be a successful musician.
And also for fans of the podcast, I've got a Wild West.
It is a Wild West theme.
It's a Wild West fantasy.
It's a new
theme.
frontier. It's from one continent to another.
And also quite the departure for Mike, being in the country musician. So yeah,
I didn't even prompt him to do this as well, which I appreciated, because I told Josh that it was like a Wild Western theme, and I was like, I had no hand in this.
Yeah, it's again, this is one of the ideas that's been gestating for a while, and I'm like, want to do a Wild West themed like fantasy thing, because I'm not actually like that big a fan of westerns, but like for some reason I just love that setting. I don't know what it is. I think it might be the aesthetics. And
is it because of Firefly more than the actual westerns?
I think Firefly's got a hand in it, but like it's also
the western aesthetic is cool as fuck.
Yeah, like I don't know. It was like I listened to like a D&D podcast, and there was like a bit of a western twinge to that. I was like, that's sick. I played this game called Hard West, and that's like a weird western RPG. So it's like they make deals with the actual devil, and you get like supernatural powers and stuff like that. But it's also like in the West. Red Dead was sick as well.
I think it's good as well, because like most fantasy things are kind of set as if Lord of the Rings is obviously the OG.
Yeah,
and it's like Middle England, New Zealand, rolling fields and mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
So to put those fantasy characters into a Western setting where it's flat desert land and wastelands and stuff, and shanty towns and the new frontiers. I think are really interesting concept.
Yeah, and it like lets you explore
Yeah.
this new frontier, and like no one's. I mean, it's also a crutch for me because no one really knows what goes on. It's called the Glass Desert where these people are, for those interested, which I'm sure many people are. Glass Desert's uncharted territory, so like it's no one knows about it. So it's a crutch for me because I can just make stuff up on the fly. Because I'm like, yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. So, yeah, storytelling's in its many forms.
Yeah. Dude, I do love a good Western. Have you seen The Magnificent Seven?
No, not the new one. I was gonna
original.
start talking. Not the original either. Because I was gonna say I really like the modern takes on Western. So like Hateful Eight, Buster Scruggs was really good.
Yeah.
When we watched the True Grit remake, really enjoyed that.
Django, does that count as a Western?
Django's it's that setting, isn't it? Yeah. And even Mandalorian, that's like
Mandalorian's
so Western. It's so good. Loving the Mandalorian at the moment. Yeah, and I mean Star Wars itself, it's that mixture of like a Western and fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a you can see its influence in loads of things, I think.
Yeah. But, the Magnificent Seven films are sick. Like the original ones with the Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen are boss.
Yeah.
And the Denzel Chris Pratt one with Vincent D'Onofrio, that's a really fucking good.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good. Like it's they've like upped the ante and like the action and stuff of it, which is sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's really enjoyable. And then have you seen Tombstone with Kurt Russell and stuff in?
No, I've really wanted to watch that.
That's a really good film. I think I made Siv watch that. I think it was either Boxing Day or New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And we watched that. It was like, I'll be a Huckleberry. It's so fucking good.
Because me dad loves like the old westerns, and like I walked in and it was like the last scene of Tombstone, and I was like, oh, is this Tombstone? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, want to watch this, but you know, and have to seek it out.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because westerns were the predominant, like they were the Marvel movies of the 50s and 60s, weren't they? Basically,
that's true, yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of people forget is like they're like, oh, we're oversaturated with Marvel movies. And like, motherfucker, you had westerns for 30 years.
Yeah. And like I think if you're looking in a certain direction anyway, I think there's going to be a lot of oversaturation with stuff like I've got like I don't know, I can't even think of an example now, like the horror genre, for example. There might not be many big blockbuster horrors. There have been more recently, but like there's so many horrors being pumped out.
Yeah, it's on the up and up for the horror film. That's going to hit oversaturation, I think, in the next 5 years.
I think it already has, because like all the straight to DVD stuff. I mean, there's a market for that, but there's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
but one of my favorite westerns. Have you seen Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood?
No.
This is proving my point on how long westerns were going. Clint Eastwood started in westerns as a young man and was still in westerns as an old man, and is one of the biggest movie stars on the planet purely through western films.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not really a genre of like jumped right into.
Yeah.
So
I think it's the same thing with country music, man. It's got connotations about westerns, and obviously, like back in the day, like the John Wayne ones are like sketchy in terms of modern day morals, and
like with the
Native Americans and stuff,
identity politics, and
and all that thing. I'm not a fan of John Wayne. I don't like his films. I like the Clint Eastwood ones. Anything that is it Ennio Morricone? Anything he scored is fucking good. Like like whatever he did was fucking sick.
I mean, I think with the genre itself, there's a lot of problematic stuff. I mean,
it is.
Oh yeah, like you can see Clint Eastwood as being a bit problematic sometimes as well, and Tarantino as well.
Yeah,
he's very problematic, but I still watch his films. So am I part of the problem? Maybe.
But again, it's also showing like what I was saying about things not being perfect and being that place in history. It does give you not a chart, but it shows you how far we've traveled in terms of cinema and acceptance and embracing culture, which is nice. And there's certain films that you look at and you just like, they will never get fucking made in this day and age. And there's a good reason for them. Like we watched it's kind of a Western, but it's not. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
No.
With Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds.
Title alone.
Yeah, it's a musical about how good prostitution is.
It's a living.
And it's so accepted in this town that the football team win the big game and they get to go to the brothel for free. And the sheriff's banging like the head prostitute.
Yeah.
It was made in like the 80s. And you're like, that would never get fucking made in this.
It's a different time. It's like, I don't know. It's like, oh yeah, you watch some stuff and like what was probably perceived as quite innocent and maybe funny at the time, you watch it then and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, Aristocats.
Oh, never seen Aristocats, but yeah, the Siamese.
Yeah, like
it's one of the Siamese cats.
Incredibly racist. And that's
I watched this film called Drive, not the Nicholas Winding Refn one. It's I was gonna WhatsApp you all about it because like it's actually insane. It was made in 1997, and just stuff that you want to happens in it, and it's so weird to watch because like it's just absolutely balls to the wall, like 90s action buddy cop film. It's got is his name Mark Dacascos?
That rings a bell, but I'm not
sure. He's in John Wick 3 as the head assassin guy, and he's like a John Wick fanboy.
The Asian dude.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his name is.
It's got him in it as the protagonist. I only found out about it the other day, but I was like, I need to watch this film. He's got a cybernetic heart, and he's being hunted by like the corporation.
Already in. And
he takes this down and out songwriter as a hostage, and they're the two like buddies. So it's like I think it's like a Rush Hour before Rush Hour, really.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. But there was I won't spoil any of it at all because like it's like going back to D&D. It's like us playing D&D and then you saying something absolutely insane, and me going, "You can do that." But it's on film. It's on film. It's not.
But someone put money behind it.
Yeah, it's on film. It's great. It's like properly recommended. Drive 1970. Not nine. Yeah. 1977. No. Oh,
1997.
1997.
Sick.
What am I chatting about? But there was going back to being problematic. There was a bit at the end. He's being chased by this like redneck hitman. He goes around with tiny glasses and a big cowboy hat. He speaks like proper thick southern. He pulls out this whip at the end, and as he starts strangling the down and out singer character who's black, he starts whipping him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Him. I mean, he gets out of it, and then he's like, "Never pull a whip on a black man again." Which
fucking hell.
I know, and when he started, like, I thought they weren't going to address it. I was like, shit, like, this has just ruined the film for me. But, like, the fact he kind of address it, and the cast is, like, diverse for 1997. Got the date right that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, 90s were a different time.
Yeah. But it's hard, man, because you've got, like, problematic stuff like that, but then they're addressing it, so they're highlighting it. And if it leads to a conversation, then I think it's not necessarily okay, but I think it's needed because that's what art's meant to do. It's meant to question things, and that's really interesting.
I mean, no, I mean, again, this is why this movie is insane. He didn't need to pull out a whip.
No, he didn't.
He just had a fight on motorcycles.
Yeah.
I
think
need to like go
with
that
type
extra
of
mile.
thing, you need to look into who wrote the fucking thing and what their intent
it's like
was and stuff. It's a weird one.
It's like Green Book, and like you see that won Oscars for whatever. It's just Panel of White Men.
Yeah.
And I still haven't seen that film, but I don't think we want
to.
No. But it was James Wang directed it, I think. I think he's Asian. So don't know if that makes that okay or not. I'm not the best person to be speaking to this stuff about being a white straight male. So
No, but I think raising it without any ill intent is important, because then that can actually lead to someone either correcting it. Because if I say something stupid, I'd rather be corrected than carry on in my ignorance.
oh, definitely,
So
yeah.
I think like raising a question is an important thing to do, and be like, is that okay? Is that problematic? Why was that okay back then? And why do we have, and that conversation I think is really important, because there's a lot of topics that you talk about or you want to talk about that get shut down instantly.
Yeah.
And that I think is one of the most dangerous things for becoming accepting of people. Because if you shut down that conversation on the first trigger word, and I'm not saying to obviously use trigger words or slurs or anything that would like offend someone.
Yeah.
But to talk about those topics calmly, rationally, and sincerely, I think is really important.
With an open mind as well.
Yeah, with an open mind.
Like you said, you've got to be humble enough to be like, oh, that was really shitty of me, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'll be better.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like to be better, and you have to have those conversations to be better. You have to question everything, I think. And you have to
definitely,
question.
Man.
And not only do you have to question everything, you have to ask the right people the questions.
Yeah.
Because
so there's no point asking me.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know anything.
So it'd be important to then ask the writer of that scene. It'd be important to ask the actor how they felt during that scene.
Yeah.
Both of the actors. It's a really interesting thing. That's why I think like when the Django Unchained film came out, there's controversy around that. That was really important to then ask the actors who were involved in that. Because obviously that can only speak from their personal experience, but other people who've watched the film and could get offended by it. Well, then that's important, because no one's opinion is invalid and no one's opinion is righter than the others. It's just if you talk to enough people, you'll get a better understanding of it and make your own decision.
That's it. It's just about being more informed.
Yeah, being more informed and less of an asshole.
Yeah, and it's the same philosophy as like, creating stuff, going back to that, because you can't create something out of nothing. You've got to take those influences and other like points of view and stuff, and form your own thing on it.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing, is to create your own voice and to create something that you'll stand by, because that's all you can do at the end of the day.
That's it.
Yeah. But I think I've kidnapped you long enough on Zoom for now.
I know, let me out the proverbial van.
I let you out the van now, and I say I'm going to let you out the van. I'm probably going to talk to you for the rest of the day anyway, because you're one of my best friends.
That's fine, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for doing this, dude.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
I'll definitely. We'll need to do one. If Thought Bubble goes ahead in September, we'll have to do one then as like a bit of a con breakdown.
Yeah, I think it's been cancelled this year.
Has it been? I haven't seen anything yet, but I don't know if I've just not seen it.
Yeah, and it was November anyway.
Yeah, it was November.
But I think as a precautionary thing, I think they've just decided to.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, but have we got time for it? Shall I Google it that quick?
I'm just about to see if I can. It's a shame, but I don't see when this is actually going to end, to be honest. So
who knows, man? November. But
it's still saying on the banner that they're
going ahead
in November.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
We'll see, but we'll be doing a con breakdown then. I'm going to try and get some comic book creators.
Yeah, I think we're having a break from tabling, aren't we, for now?
Yeah,
until we get more stuff. But I know, but we prefer going as fans anyway. We normally
in every medium. I'm a fan first, so it'll be more expensive to go to a Comic-Con as a fan.
But I know, because any little money we do earn just goes straight back on like buying someone else's stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. There's only one $5 in the whole of the indie comic scene, and it just gets passed around to who has that $5. next time, whoever has that $5 doesn't get to launch a Kickstarter that month.
Yeah, they're the winner.
They are the winner. All right, man. I'm going to catch you in a bit.
All right, nice speaking to you. I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
And there we have it, episode 4 of Into the Van, Into the Bag. Thank you so much to Jon for talking to me. If you want to check out Jon's work and also my work, head over to coglifecomics.com or find us on Facebook at Cog Life Comics. We're on Twitter and Instagram and all that good shit. And you can see for yourself the things we have made. I'm really proud of what we've achieved with our comics and all the connections we made and the friends we've made. And long may it continue. I'm so excited to see Jon's finished book. I know it's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be poignant. I know it's going to be well done. And I'm so proud of everything that he's done so far. And I'm proud to call him a friend. I really hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I think we touched on a wide topic of things. And, you know, we aren't a voice of authority or any true definition. We don't really know all the answers. We just know what our questions are. And I think most people are like that. So if we've said anything that you have a counterpoint to, or you have a perspective on, or you have an opinion on, please let me know. You can email me at mike333west@outlook.com. You can leave a comment on wherever you listen to this podcast. Hit me up on my Facebook page because, as I said in the podcast, it is always important to have a calm and rational discussion and learn a few things about some other people, maybe get a new perspective, and most importantly, get some information and be less of an asshole. And that's something I always try and do, and I hope you do it as well. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much to Jon. Take care, guys.